Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, it's Scott Hammond and the 100% Humboldt podcast with my new best friend, Lane DeVries. Hi, Lane.
Hey there. How are you, Scott?
I am very well. I was just complaining on the way in about the fog and the overcast, but hey, it's not 107 and it's not Redding.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know? And you were reminding me that it's what? August in Humboldt.
It's August in Humboldt.
Yeah. Tell us the Lane story. Where are you? Let's start where you're from. Where were you born and how did you get here and what's your day job?
I'm born and raised in the Netherlands and in the flower business, fourth-generation flower farmer.
Wow.
And I came into this great country in 1983.
Wow.
Replying to a advertisement in a horticultural magazine for a job as a lily grower in Oregon, of all places.
Oh, really? What part?
Actually, in the northern Willamette Valley, Canby.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, I started in Sandy, Oregon, just east of Portland. That's where I started. And but they had a farm in Canby as well. And so that's where I spent my first 3 months of my journey in America.
The first leg.
Yes.
What part of Netherlands?
I'm from Beverwijk, which is west of Amsterdam, right on the coast.
Toward like Rotterdam?
No, Rotterdam is farther south.
Okay.
You got a big steel mill in the North Sea Canal, which basically connects Amsterdam to the North Sea.
Okay.
Right there is a steel mill, and right next to it is a town called Beverwijk.
And so where did we go to? We saw that pottery with the blue Delft?
Delft is
south.
Farther southeast. So
okay, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. What a great country.
Yeah. A lot of history.
A lot of tall people like you. My son informed me, he's about 5'7". He goes, I was always in elevators looking up at coworkers.
And they're getting taller and taller.
Oh, yeah.
The next
women
generation
and men,
has a couple of inches again. It's
tallest in the world. He said maybe Sweden might be a little taller.
Pretty crazy.
We went 3 summers in a row, didn't make it this summer.
Oh, wow.
Great time.
Yeah.
Went down to Belgium and train everywhere. My wife loves the trains.
The trains, the whole train system is very well.
And I'm always freaking out. I missed the train. Jesse goes, give it 8 minutes. There'll be another one or less.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, welcome to the States. Glad to have you.
43 years later.
Yeah, that counts. So where was your journey after? So did you do university in Netherlands as well?
Horticultural college, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Got a BS in horticulture and
which was specific to horticulture.
Correct.
The school was itself?
Plant science. Oh yeah, the whole school was
in
Aalsmeer, right next to that big flower auction over there.
Yeah.
There was a horticultural college that was different. They had the floral design, but also plant science, and I took the plant science side. And
that auction's world famous, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What's it called?
It used to be called the VBA. Now it's called Royal Holland, Floral Holland. But
I've seen footage. They fill orders all day long. It's all automated. It's football. It's Amazon scale, right? It's football fields.
Huge. Yeah, one of the largest buildings in the world.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not as exciting anymore, though. In the old days, you could go there and all the banisters or all the clocks, they had 3 clocks at a time or 2 clocks at a time with different products going through and all the buyers, sitting out there, 400 buyers at a time. But that's all gone. It's all virtual now.
It's all probably on cell phones.
It's all virtual. So there's really, I went there this year. Hadn't been there in many, many years.
Disappointed?
It was very disappointing because the whole atmosphere it's gone.
Yeah, the electricity.
It just
I think at the stock market, everybody freaking out doing their orders. Yeah. So Canby, what brought you south from Canby?
So Canby is where I started. Company called Oregon Bulb Farms, and they brought me in from Holland to set up a lily program. They were growing some lilies for cut flowers there, but they were mainly a bulb farm. It was called Oregon Bulb Farms, and they grew a lot of lilies. A lot of the Asiatic lilies in those days were actually hybridized there.
Wow.
And actually, they grew them. But their flower program was not great. And so they brought me in to improve that. And so I came there the third week of October. And the first 5 days was beautiful weather. Like, well, it's pretty neat here. You can see Mount Hood, and so like this is a great place to be.
Yeah.
Well, then it started raining,
and it never stopped.
And raining, and raining. It never stopped. I mean, apparently during that fall of 1983, they had a series of atmospheric rivers.
Wow!
And it just never cleared up anymore.
It's still raining today.
So anyway, my first job was going into a greenhouse which was owned by Crown Zellerbach, which is one of the timber companies there in Oregon, and they had used that greenhouse for seedlings, for replanting, reforestation.
Sure.
But that greenhouse was probably 30 years old, maybe older, and was built out of fiberglass. And that fiberglass, after about 30 years,
disintegrates, right?
Had gotten kind of dark, a lot of dust had kind of gone into the pores. That on top of all that rainy weather, when I came in there, it felt like a cave. Well, the lilies, they were growing there on benches, in crates, filled with soil. In and by itself, not a bad concept, but that lack of light, the lilies didn't like it. There was one variety called Sunray that actually did okay. All the other varieties had lost their buds. They just had aborted because of the darkness.
Interesting.
And so I ended up spending the first week out there pulling up lilies that were unsellable and putting them in dumpsters. So it was a very good lesson, getting that experience.
You get to do the labor part,
yeah, and seeing what did not work, which was a great, building block of actually, going forward and learning from what I encountered there. So,
sure.
Yeah.
So you're this young buck coming from Amsterdam, from Netherlands.
From Holland, yeah.
And people are going to go, hey, come over and fix our farm.
Right.
And so so you probably had a chance to make a lot of mistakes too in honing your craft, right?
I made plenty. Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. So say we all. Right? Right out there. So if you're just joining me, my new best friend, Lane DeVries, formerly of Sun Valley Bulb Farms.
Sun Valley Floral.
Sorry. We'll talk about that. And we want to talk about the book. We'll talk about all the common people we know, and want to talk about heaven forbid, but not forbid, some God stuff. I'm looking forward to that part because I read some of that in the book too. Oh, if you didn't get his book yet, I shout out right away, man. Why hold back? Pursuit of Purpose. How does one find this book?
It's available in local stores here in Humboldt, Eureka Books, and the book Lekker both carry them.
Yeah.
And then on Amazon as well.
Amazon
has it in paperback, ebook, hardcover, and as of this Monday, also an audiobook.
The audiobook.
So all four versions.
Way to go.
Yeah.
My favorite audiobook is Divine Conspiracy by Dallas Willard.
Okay.
Great book.
Okay.
Like 10 hours, but it's...
Oh, wow.
I digress. We'll talk about that. So tell me more about your journey to Humboldt then. So you must have gotten a job offer or...
Yeah, so I started for this company, Oregon Bulb Farms, and after I had started, I say about a couple of weeks later, I heard him talking about Sun Valley Bulb Farms in Arcata. And
where's that?
Where is that? So I'd brought my Ram McNally map with me from Holland, and I looked at all, and like, hey, Northern California, and I found Arcata, just on the map there.
Not Arcadia, in L.A.
So I found it right there north of the bay, and like, oh wow, this is interesting. And then I started looking at the climate information, and I pulled up some of those sheets from the National Weather Service,
similar to Holland, right?
And Actually better.
Better
Oh,
for floral.
Our summers are definitely cooler than they are. Because in the Netherlands, it can get hot.
It's miserable in the summer.
It can get hot in the summer.
Oh, some days are awful.
Yeah, and so our summers were much cooler than the Willamette Valley.
Huh.
And our winters
Warmer.
had way better light levels than Holland or the northern Willamette Valley.
Wow.
So you look at Arcata, it's comparable to Naples, in terms of its latitude.
Oh, I did not know that.
So the light levels actually are really good.
Yeah.
And so after looking at climate information, I put together a report to the CEO of the company. It's like, hey, I don't know if you're buying Sun Valley, but if that were to happen, and at that point it wasn't clear that was happening yet, but if that were to happen,
you want to know this?
I think we want to go to Arcata and set up a lily operation, and not in the northern Willamette Valley.
Huh.
And so he looked at that report for about 10, 15 minutes, and he said, if we buy Sun Valley, that's where we're going to build a greenhouse.
Huh. So Sun Valley's pre-existing at this point.
Sun Valley was there, not with lilies. They had some lilies, but they were all field grown. For instance, the stargazer was hybridized at the grounds of Sun Valley by Wesley Woodruff.
I met Leslie.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
I'd like to honor his name for a second.
He's great. He's
great
amazing.
Guy.
Amazing.
I have a story of Leslie. Can I tell my story?
Sure, absolutely.
So my dad, Bob, who you'll get to meet one day, great guy, and he loved flowers. He'd come visit us with our 9 kids in McKinleyville, and he's got Who's Got Bulbs. There's Bill Waggle had some bulbs down the street, but there's this stargazer, Dad, and Leslie still got a little farm down there. He'd already sold the rights, I think.
Yeah, on School Road.
And Leslie was very sick and dying and in bed, and I'll never forget. He managed to wrangle a couple of bulbs from Leslie's daughter, who was very sweet. Would you like to meet Dad? And they brought Scott and Bob into Leslie's room, his sick room, and my dad was very tender. He kissed Leslie on the forehead, and he I don't know if he prayed for him, but he said, "Hey, old timer," and he's very tender, and it was a really cool moment to see my dad go, "Whoa, God's changed my dad in a big way. He's spiritually transformed man from a World War II fighter pilot to this tender man kissing Leslie on the forehead."
Wow.
A stranger. But he had that compassion. He knew what was going on. He was very sick, and I think he died shortly thereafter.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
But so as I smelled that stargazer last night on my patio in McKinleyville, I thought that man was key to that. Correct?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How did he do that magic? Because and everybody knows it's I'll let you describe it. It's pink, and there's nothing on God's green earth that smells quite as magical.
Prior to the mid 70s, because that's when stargazer was selected. All the Oriental, or they weren't even called Orientals yet. There were all kinds of different species of lilies that were all down facing. You got speciosum, you got aurelium. So there was like a whole range of different lilies.
Interesting.
But they were all down facing. And so...
right, because they had that.
All the trumpet lilies, the aureliums, they all were down facing. So Leslie Woodruff was just a pioneer. And what he did, he took pollen from all these different types of species of lilies, and he mixed it together and then put it on the stamens of all these different species as well. So he went completely back to the core of the genetics, essentially, and that's how we ended up with that one variety with the buds going up rather than going down, and that ended up becoming stargazer.
And there's nothing like it, yeah.
And so from there on, hybridizers from Holland came over and started, using some of his genetics, and that's how all the Orientals, or not necessarily all, but many of the Orientals you see today have genetics going back to the material that Leslie Woodruff developed.
Right here in McKinleyville.
In the 70s.
Let me use my prop. Are you ready? You'll like this. Okay, right over here, Nick, is McKinleyville, California. As we, how do I do the deal? Wow, Scott. Oh, there it is. Did I push the button? There's the bright light. And Lane's going, what are you doing here? So anyway, McKinleyville's over there on my map. That's where Leslie's from, and that's where I live. We live on Dow's Prairie.
Oh, okay.
But, experiencing a band like Leslie, you'd go, hey, he's going to wear a lab coat, and he's beautiful, and he's not. He's a dirt farmer, and he was lovely and kind enough to have us over and show us around. Anyway, so that became more or less your focal point, right? It's to some degree at Sun Valley. That particular flower, or I know there's many others, but
actually, the lilies we started growing originally were Asiatics, which are the yellows, the oranges.
Sure, down facing.
No, they're upright as well, but it's a different type.
I see.
So Asiatic lilies already were up facing, but the speciosum types, which eventually became the Oriental types, those were all the ones down facing.
And we're nerding up here on flowers. But people that love flowers are going to love this show. You're going to be going, well, I want more. Talk about that other flower.
Yeah. That's all described in the book too. So.
We'll come back to that. So let's go to Sun Valley then. So did your guy up in Canby, along with you, buy this property? And is that how that went down?
So the original owners of Sun Valley, Ted Kurz and the Layards from Oregon, they sold out to Melridge in those days, or George Jubline was the CEO. So they sold the company to this larger conglomerate. And so Sun Valley became part of that group, but then a whole range of other companies did too. Wholesalers, 6 different wholesalers across the country. They bought some companies in Holland, an exporter and a bulb trading company. They had a farm in Africa, a farm in Spain. So they were well on their way, and they became public. They actually went public in 1984, and so they went on a pretty wild ride there. But,
so did you guys come in and buy them out, or buy just the one property? Or the whole thing?
No, we just bought Sun Valley.
I see.
And that didn't happen until 1991.
Gotcha.
So that's way later, after a series of things happened.
Talk about those real quick. So are you still in Canby the whole time, or did you come down to work in Arcata?
I moved to Arcata in January of 1984.
84.
Right in the middle of the DAF season.
Yeah.
Because in those days, Sun Valley's main crop were daffodils.
Yeah.
Daffodils in the winter, iris in the spring, and then a few lilies in the summertime. But it was a daffodil and iris farm. That's what Sun Valley was known for.
Sure.
When I came, we started building that first greenhouse in 1984.
Wow.
To grow lilies. And so the first year we only grew the Asiatic lilies. A year later we built another greenhouse, and that's when we also started growing some Orientals.
How many greenhouses were there when you were done?
By the time, like 2 years ago, we were up to about 2.5 million square feet of greenhouse space.
We'll have to look at that. I want to verify that. And you're going, what are you saying? Just stay with me. Stay on the show for a minute. You'll go, okay, that's where he's going.
Yeah.
So there was no greenhouses when you showed up, and you were the...
When I came, there was one small 10,000 square feet greenhouse.
They're sort of vital to the show, right?
Yeah. That's what we did. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife worked with you for a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So anyway, the acquisition happened, and you owned it. And somewhere in there, you married Kathy. So I'm going to start name dropping.
Yeah, we didn't own it at that point.
Okay.
I didn't own it.
When did you meet Kathy and marry Kathy?
I met Catherine in the December of 1984.
84.
At a car giveaway at Eureka Toyota.
Was it the Eureka? Was she working for the radio station?
And she was working for KATA.
And she and I worked for KFMI in Southeast Street.
Yeah.
So I spent my first year of my career we came on with a pre-existing condition. His name is now Jacob, and he's 42 years old.
Wow.
And so she and I sold advertising together for a minute, and then I went over to the Tri-City Weekly to work for Ron Pileggi. Hey, Ron, what's up? Hi, Kathy. So I look forward to seeing Kathy because I haven't seen her in 50 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 40.
Yeah, 40.
Let's see, 40.
Yeah, 40.
I've been married to Joni for 45 years. So.
Yeah, so about 40.
Yeah. So
44.
she was terrific. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say hi. Say hi to Kathy.
I will, Catherine. Yeah.
I will. And I also know your friend Bruce Brady, who's a brilliant flower man, right?
Right. Yeah. Worked with Bruce for many, many years. Yeah.
Was his life a testament to you in terms of how he did life? And
I know. Great guy.
Great man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sweetheart. I haven't seen him in too long. You know what? I think I'm going to call him on the way home. I think I have his phone number.
There you go.
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it hard to dial people?
I think I'll do the same thing.
Does my hand hurt? I should be able to do this. So one thing that I do, like this, is when I'm inspired or barely inspired, I pick up the little device and I'll call my sister, St. Beth. I'll call Bruce Brady today. I'll call my kids. Hey, what's up? How's it, Oregon? Hey, great. Yeah. And I'm dad, and I'm connected because relationships and connections are really what makes this whole thing work.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And so, and I know you would appreciate that. And I'll drop some more names. How about Dottie Hockenberry?
Oh yes, Dottie.
She was terrific.
Yes. Yeah. She came on board in 1985. As the administrative assistant of one of our sales managers at that point, and actually became my administrative assistant.
That's right. She worked under you, right?
Shortly after, and worked with Dottie for many, many years. I think she retired in like 1998, somewhere around there. So, yeah.
Wow. Quick Dottie story. When I had double hip replacement surgery from Stanford, same day, bilateral hip. He goes, oh, we do them all the time. And the nurse goes, you're like the second guy we've ever seen. I go, wow. So I got home after, a week in the hospital, and here's Dottie. She comes by with a book, a really nice book by a guy named Joseph Prince, who's a pastor in Indonesia, I think. Great book.
Okay.
And chocolate-covered strawberries and a big deli sandwich. And I'm going, Dottie, and she's sitting there praying for me. And it was just like, oh, that's who you are. You're amazing.
I know. She was special.
She used to host the men's groups up at her house. And
I know.
For all those wacky guys from, what's the church called? In McKinleyville, I should know. My friend Dave Turner goes there. Loves it. Newhart.
Church.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great fellowship. So, so Dottie, rest in peace. Hi, Dottie. Rest in peace. Yeah.
I know.
She's not resting. She's probably conquering some universe. The people that you walk to through a crowd to go visit, that's Dottie.
Oh, yeah. See,
I'd walk through the gym and I'd go over to her.
Never met a stranger.
Oh,
never.
Lovely.
No.
Her and Bill would be working out at Health Sport and getting it done. So, so you've surrounded yourself with some amazing folks over the years.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And you thought it was all you.
No.
You didn't. May we never think that.
Yeah. No. We had a great team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So tell me, describe the arc of the Sun Valley experience, and then I want to talk about the book, but how the growth, the expansion and the deceleration and kind of what happened in your life toward that part of the journey.
So we ended up purchasing the company actually out of a bankruptcy of a company that had bought the Melridge assets, and it just, they bought it with all debt, and they mismanaged it, and it didn't work at all. So 22 months after this company had bought Melridge, we actually ended up that company actually went into bankruptcy, and about a year later, I put a group together with two partners from Holland that were bulb growers and hybridizers. And so the three of us bought the company in November of 1991. And we changed the name at that point from Sun Valley Bulb Farms to Sun Valley Floral Farms, because that's truly what we were doing. We were no longer growing bulbs. We were in we were growing flowers. So it was really a misnomer to be called Sun Valley Bulb Farms. So we changed the name to Sun Valley Floral Farms, and we just slowly started growing. Growing tulips. Tulips was one of our main crops, iris, and of course lilies. And so from 1994 on, we started building greenhouses, warehouses, coolers, pretty much every year.
So did you buy all the assets or just the Sun Valley?
Just the Sun Valley.
Okay, so you could focus on one enterprise.
Yeah. No, the other company that was part of that group was Oregon Bulb Farms. And Oregon Bulb Farms is actually the one that was losing money, pretty heavily. And so Sun Valley was the one company within that group that actually did pretty well.
It was making money.
So it was making money. So
turns out it's about making money sometimes.
Yeah. It's all
a lot
about
of times
cash flow and being cash flow positive. But anyway, so through the 90s, we just started getting more and more customers knocking on our doors, looking for our flowers. So first it was mainly wholesalers, but then supermarkets came knocking on our door, Kroger, Safeway, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods.
Big guys.
And then H-E-B in Texas, Central Markets.
H-E-B is huge.
Yeah. And
Hubert Edward Burr. It stands for guys' initials.
Yes.
Hubert Edward Burr. Anyway.
But
is
his last name. B-U-T-T.
That's a cool market.
Oh, yeah. It's a great.
Went to one in Houston that's just great.
They dominate that Texas market.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves H-E-B.
Yeah, exactly. And then Sam's Club came knocking on our door.
That's big.
And then
that's a little outfit.
And so pretty soon we were doing all the Sam's Club stores throughout the country with our tulips and iris, but mainly tulips. And then when Walmart saw the success in the Sam's Club stores, then they came knocking on our door. So at one we started with 8 divisions of Walmart, and then the year after they gave us the entire country. So phenomenal growth for many, many years.
Sure.
And so in the book, I call that chapter the golden years.
Yeah.
And then in the early 2000s, we actually started spreading our wings, actually bought a company in Oxnard and started growing some crops that do very well in that Southern California climate.
Okay.
That don't grow well here, but that grow very well there.
A lot of farms down there.
Yeah.
It's not all buildings anymore.
No. That Oxnard Plain is still a significant agricultural area.
I remember Bruce used to fly down there, I think.
Oh, yeah. We used to go there every week.
Do you know Derek Kingham, too, our neighbor?
Oh, yes.
He's a flower guy, right?
Oh, yeah. He used to work for us as well.
A sweetheart.
Yeah.
They are very active in Girl Scouts, have been for decades.
Yes, they have been. Yes.
And it raised a lot of young women up into adulthood. And kudos. Hey, Derek. and his lovely wife. Yeah, they do a great job. So you're continue on. So you guys are starting to peak out and expand. And
so by the mid 2007, 2008, we were riding pretty high. And then in 2008 is when things really started changing for our company. We got
How so?
We ended up with an audit from ICE that was looking for all our I-9s, and we submitted all our I-9s. And that actually happened in the fall of 2007. And
so ICE pre-existed. It's not the ICE we know today, but it was a whole thing.
It's been around since 9/11, really. That's when, Homeland Security, that's when ICE really, kind of, Anyway, so 2007, November 2007, we submitted all our I-9s, boxes and boxes and boxes. And then we didn't hear anything anymore. And then in the end of May of 2008, we got an ICE agent delivering a letter in which it indicated that 287 of our team members were ineligible to work in the United States. So for our company. And so we set up a meeting with the entire team and told the group that there were 287 team members that could no longer work for us. So that was very devastating.
Sure.
Going through that process.
What portion of the team was that?
At that point, it was about 65% of our team.
Whoa.
The next morning, we, the group that was left, we, tried to pick up the pieces. But then a few months later, in September, or actually in August, we had another audit for all the people that had been hired from November 2007 till May of 2008.
Wow.
Because those were, had come in the door. And so that was a whole new set of I-9s. So there was another 40 people that we had to let go basically the Tuesday after Labor Day in September of 2008.
Wow.
So by that Wednesday morning, we figured, all right, this whole thing is behind us. We can now look toward the future. Well, then on that Wednesday morning, I'll never forget it. I had a teeth cleaning appointment in Bayside. And I drove onto the freeway and I see all the parking lot at Tony's is just filled with cars. And I see guys walking around with big ice on their T-shirts. No. It's like, oh, this can't possibly be for us because we just let the last 40 people go yesterday.
You're complying.
Well, so I went to my appointment. I say about 20 minutes into the appointment, my production manager comes running in and said, Lane, we're having a raid by ICE.
Wow.
So I just ran out.
Oh, man.
Got to the farm. The farm was surrounded. 130 ICE agents.
Is that right?
In 50 vehicles. Helicopter going above the farm. Higher up, there's an airplane circling.
Whoa.
And so it's like, so I got into the property. It's like, so I go to one of the supervisors of this operation. It's like, what's going on here? He said, oh, we have an arrest warrant for about 50 people that claim to have driver's licenses from Oregon and the state of Washington. And therefore they, portray to be either citizens or legal aliens. And so they went through the entire farm, ended up with 16 people that were arrested.
16?
Yeah. The other ones, who knows where they ended up. But anyway.
Your tax dollars at work.
So 16 people, they were taken to the local Coast Guard station. They were being interviewed for about 20 minutes. And all the agents were after is to get some dirt on the company.
Wow.
And after that, they were released. They went their own way. And so that was the whole premise.
Wow.
And so...
It's a lot of resources.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's 150 for the Humboldt riot when they took over campus 2 years ago. I'm not sure there's 150 law enforcement. There's a lot, but I don't know if there's that many.
Well, 130. It was 130 agents, but still.
Crazy.
I mean, it was, yeah. So it was very painful, very traumatic for our team. And so, but now 287 in June, another 40, another 40 the first week of September, and now we lost an additional 50. So by now we have lost 80% of our workforce.
Wow.
And so we're trying to replenish it with new folks. We voluntarily engaged with E-Verify, not realizing at that time how that would really restrict us from hiring people. And so that whole 2008 year,
tough year,
became a nightmare. Wow. Complete nightmare. And it honestly lasted all the way into 2009. And as a company, it really changed the trajectory of our company.
Sure.
And we honestly never came back. I mean, we pretty much kept fighting to survive rather than grow. And so our whole mindset changed at that point.
Sure.
And so that was a
trauma.
It was big time trauma.
All you were trying to do is be farmers.
And trying to do a good thing.
And try to do the right thing, yeah.
And try to help the community. It was, funding any way we can. And we gave our people health insurance, 401k. The health insurance, and this is 2007, right? This is before any of the laws were really in place. We were paying 100% of the premium.
Wow.
Of all our team members.
That's great.
So these are all things we were able to do. But after 2008,
that changes.
It got really difficult. So.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
So we'll get to how you dealt with all that. But first, I have a little bit of good news for you.
Okay.
Come on in. No, I'm not bringing anybody in. I have we do a little quiz on our show.
All right.
And this is my bell.
Okay.
A couple of questions. Usually you'd get lucky and you'd be playing for a Dick Taylor chocolate bar. However, today we have a different prize for you.
Okay.
And when I saw this, I thought of you and I thought, I don't even know this guy, but he's going to love this. So if you play your cards right, you'll get this prize.
All right.
Would you like to see it first?
Sure.
Okay. You're going, I don't know. The buildup's pretty big here. I found this, my friend Gary Todoroff. Gary's a really great Christian guy.
I know Gary very well.
Yeah, Gary was official photographer for the Coast Guard, first ever official, with our friend Captain Bob Durfee. Hi, Bob. And I was at Gary's home a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And they were clearing out all of his stuff. And I said, I think I'd like that. And so what I've got for you, should you play your cards right, is a picture of all your greenhouses.
I know this picture very well.
So this is an aerial photography from Gary Todoroff, the man, the myth, the legend. And you, Lane DeVries, could be the lucky winner. We'll see. Don't get carried away now. So first question. Are you ready?
Sure.
Oh,
don't drop it now.
Oh, no. It slipped. Okay. What was your best day of your life?
Best day of my life.
I think you just told me your worst day.
That was definitely one of my worst days.
I won't ask that question.
The best day of my life, I would say, when I met my wife.
Okay.
Yep.
At a car giveaway at Eureka Toyota.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that Gary Barker back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Gary. Gary No Fault Barker, man. He was a legend.
Yep.
Great. That's a great day. Hear that, Catherine? Question number 2. What do you find crushing in your life? What just takes it out of your sales?
I mean, for all these years, we were trying to please our customers, building our business. Mm-hmm. If a customer was unhappy for whatever reason, that just stuck like a knife in my heart. I mean, because we were out to please. And an unhappy customer, that just really, really hurt.
Yeah. Those are hard when you do everything you know to do and still it's not enough.
Yep.
That's life too. Yeah. Yep. I accept that as a good neighbor. I get some bad neighbors once in a while. So that happens. Okay. What have you lessons learned from defeat or failure or setback?
Well, I've had my share of setbacks and defeat.
Join that club, yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, looking towards Jesus as your Lord and Savior has carried me through some very dark nights.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. He said he'd never leave you or forsake you or me.
Exactly.
But even more than that, we're beloved, which is even other thing. We'll get to that. Okay, great. What was your biggest failure?
My biggest failure? Personally or business-wise?
Either. Both.
That's a good one. I mean, I have so many. I honestly can't.
I got so many I have to pick some.
Yeah. I mean, just one thing I learned is that sometimes it's better to say no. Mm-hmm. Always saying yes. And particularly when we started building the company and expanding, all these customers coming online, there may have been times where it would have been better to say, you know what? No,
Yeah.
We're okay. We don't need this business right now. And always saying yes is exciting when it's happening, but down the road you kind of regret, actually always saying yes or saying yes too often.
Yeah. The holy no. Yeah. My dad used to say, watch what you pray for, you might get it. So, okay, great. Hey, next question. And I haven't asked this yet, so this is kind of a bonus question. If you could live one day in life in history, a day in history, not your history, it could be your history, what day would you go back to and live through?
A day in history, I mean, any history.
Any history, world history, since millennium. Is it millennium? Millennia. Beginning of time.
I mean, I grew up hearing the war stories from my parents virtually every night around the dinner table. World War II had such a tremendous impact.
How old were you during the war?
Oh, I was not born yet.
Oh, you were not born.
I was born in 60, but I heard the stories.
Right. You were born in 60?
60, yes.
Oh, you and I are the same age.
Oh, is that right?
What's your birthday? I guarantee I'm older.
September 17th?
January 2nd.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Were you class of 79 or 8?
What's that?
Class of 78 or 79 in high school?
I don't even
Doesn't matter. Anyway.
Yeah. But hearing the war stories from my parents around that dinner table,
oh boy,
I mean, almost every night. I think that day, May 5th, 1945, when the Germans were defeated, at least in Holland, when Holland was liberated, that would have been a day to witness.
Yeah, good one. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
I was reading a book in Amsterdam while I was in Utrecht that the Jewish population was huge, and it had dwindled to 70,000 or less.
I know.
I had no idea that the impact of the arts and the culture, and it was quite a city.
Oh yeah.
Pre-war and post, for that matter. Anyway, what's your last question? What's your biggest victory in life?
Biggest victory. It's a good one. I think having peace with some of the troubles that we went through and still being able to look back on that and having learned from it and still being able to move forward. I mean, it's not necessarily any one particular point, but
it's a victory process.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you seem pretty joyful.
Yeah.
That's a plus for a victorious space.
I mean, yeah.
Well, hey, winner, chicken dinner. You, my friend, have won an exclusive, I was going to say signed Gary Todoroff, but what a great guy. He probably very much appreciated what you
I know.
guys
he
were
was
doing.
A great guy.
Yeah. So
yes.
I'm going to hand you this over the table so I don't damage it any longer. But
well, thank you.
From me to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Enjoy that. I know you probably have a place for that. An original Todoroff.
Thank you.
It might be a little dusty, but it'll clean up nice.
This is great.
That's a lot of greenhouses you got there.
Yes. This picture was taken in 2003.
It goes back a ways.
Yep.
So let's talk about the book for a little bit, and then your legacy. I really liked a lot of the things I was reading in here in terms of mission statement and all. But give us the gist of the book and the arc and the elevator pitch for why someone might want to buy this book. What it's about.
Really, in a nutshell, the book comes down to we went through a great run, a lot of success, but then we had our time of failure and hardship, and we definitely went through the dark valley. But at the end of the day, what is life all about? And I think coming to the realization that purpose in life is way more important than anything else, be it anything material, be it success, be it building the largest flower farm in America, all that becomes really secondary as long as you have a purpose in life. And I think that's really the main theme of the book. And so there's many touch points in the book where I bring that back. And my faith journey obviously is a big piece of that.
Sure. Yeah. Man of faith. I love it. It's funny we would talk about purpose. I'm talking to my 40-year-old who's he's struggling in Seoul, South Korea as an American, and he's traveled internationally, but it is a tough place to learn the language,
I bet.
to navigate, to order soup,
I bet.
get a haircut, get directions.
Do people speak English there at all?
No.
Not at all?
Oh, very, very little. Unlike Netherlands, which you guys speak better English than Americans.
Well, I don't know about that.
Some guys, I mean, it's very articulate, which was an interesting journey. But yeah, that idea of purpose and purpose inside of us, but outside of us.
Right.
And
exactly.
I suppose let's talk about some purposes that people could lean into. It could be a faith journey. It could be legacy with children or grandchildren.
Yep.
I suppose career could be a purpose, but is that enough? I think
no.
What he's finding is that it's not.
Exactly.
He thought the job, and sorry, Jesse, for divulging your conversation here, but it's a good conversation because it's a common error in a journey, and that is that a job is going to make me happy because it's structure, it's money, it's instant gratification. I'm doing it, and I'm in this thing, and you know what? We all find out eventually it's not.
Yep, exactly.
It's a false purpose.
Exactly.
Or a masqueraded purpose.
Yep.
So are other people sometimes. That I'm gonna marry her. She's gonna make my life amazing. Well, wherever you go, there you are, pal.
Yep.
Bro.
Yep.
So we look at that and I go, okay. So let's talk more about purpose. So how did you discover your purpose in this hardship?
So there's one chapter called back pain experience, and so I went through in 2007 through a pretty bad situation of a slip disc.
Ouch.
Where it got to the point where I basically couldn't walk anymore. It felt like 3 knives were stabbing in my shin every step I made. So ultimately, I avoided needing surgery, which is a miracle in and by itself, given where we are.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Aryompur, who was my
he's very good. Is he still around in Mad River?
I do not know.
He's a surgeon, though.
Right? Yeah. Oh. I think he is, but
he's kind of a legend. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, he saw my situation, and he said normally I would do surgery, emergency surgery, but I'm going on vacation, leaving. This is Friday afternoon at 3:00. He said I'm going on vacation for 3 weeks, so I'm sending you to St. Joseph's Hospital. They'll give you a hypodermic cortisone shot.
Sure.
Hopefully that will subside the pain for a while.
Right.
And when I get back, we'll take a look. See how you're doing. So it's amazing how that helped me.
You did the cortisone?
Yeah. And so 3 weeks later, I go back in his office, and I'm casually walking in his office. And it's like, okay, we're not doing surgery. We're just going to see this for a while.
Wow.
And kind of take. And so, but meanwhile, I learned something about certain back exercises by basically laying flat on your back, pulling your legs up. And at first I couldn't do that because of the pain.
So on the back, but doing leg raises?
Yeah, and so working on your core. And so, but the minute I started feeling a little bit better, I started doing that exercise. This is 2007. I've done that exercise every single morning for the last 19 years.
Wow.
And so I found purpose that in that pain, in that hardship, in that summer, just that exercise. I've told so many people.
You want to text me a link when we're done?
About this. And I've been able to, and so that's how I describe it in the book, find purpose that through the pain and through that hardship, I've been able to help others
Yeah, good word.
Countless people by just taking that approach and how that has helped others. So that's just one tiny little example.
Sure.
But yeah, purpose in teaching others, inspiring others. I mean, the 10 guiding principles that I mentioned in the book, I mean, I actually spent quite a bit of time in the book,
I love it.
in the backside with a lot of short stories describing those guiding principles and using live examples on how we can apply those principles.
My favorite part of the book.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Let's pick one. Let's talk about it.
I mean, inspire others and always keep learning. That's guiding principle number 3.
Lifelong learner.
It's been, and I use many stories. I use Viktor Frankl's story in there. I use some, stories on my own. But yeah, there's countless examples that I cite in the book on how we can help others by inspiring them and to always keep learning and to always, I mean, a lot of people, once they graduate from high school or college, they never pick up a book anymore the rest of their life. It's amazing the percentages, the statistics out there.
And now it doesn't even have to be a book.
That's true.
An audiobook.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, for those of us who can't read a lot and big tomes of content, there's this thing called Audible by Amazon.
Yep.
It's amazing. You can become a genius.
You can drive
10,000 hours, you could master something.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, no, I love that. You're right. To be a lifelong learner. Joni and I have the phrase in our next season, our new beginning that we're into is let's get curious. Let's go learn something. Let's what's that about?
Yep.
Let's go try playing water polo.
There you go. There you go.
Hey, pickleball.
Yes, anything. Yeah.
Yeah, anything. So that sense of discovery and fun.
Right.
And if you don't like it, then stop it and try something different.
Yeah, do something else. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so you're right. And I think there's the key to staying and being young. So let's do the shout out again. How does one get a copy of this book locally here in Humboldt?
Eureka Books carries it. Booklegger.
Solomon. What a great guy.
Oh, yeah. Great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did
Have
a
you done
book
a signing
there.
You did a signing there already?
Yeah. About 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Arcata, we used to have it at Northtown Books as well, but they're going to be up here.
They're going to be up.
I think in about another month or 6 weeks.
In the old Arcata Auto building.
Right.
Parts?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you got Booklegger. Tin Can Mailman doesn't do new books, right?
I don't think so. No.
I went in there first time 2 days ago in decades.
Okay.
And found a Jesus Calling, the devotional. Oh. And I was looking for my book. This is a book I wrote called The Everyday Dad.
Okay.
I'll share that with you after the show. And I couldn't find one. I found one on Amazon. It's $119.
What?
I'm pretty big on it. No, it's like the one copy that somebody held back, but that was a totally different journey. We're talking about your book. Yeah. So any local bookstore, and you said Amazon?
Amazon. Yep.
Okay.
And then the audiobook is also on Apple Books. Apple Books, Audible, and Amazon itself.
Okay. And that's available now or Monday?
It's available now.
Right now?
It was actually available this past Monday.
Okay. You just finished that up.
Yeah, there was a process in it itself.
That's probably a lot of hours of reading, right? Take 2. Take 17.
It was an experience.
You have to go in the studio with a coach and walk it through? And
not so much as a coach. I just,
producer.
We stumbled through it, and I think it turned out okay. And then uploading it on ACX and all that was an interesting learning experience.
But that was a learning curve.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, not everything that's hard is bad.
Oh, yeah. It's all good. No, I love it. Actually,
it's all good.
Something
and
new.
I see President Roland Richmond gave you an endorsement here.
Yes.
And would you sign this before you go? You don't have to do it on the air. But
Absolutely.
I want to give this to you so you don't run out of here without giving that back.
You bet.
So any parting shots that you want to talk about? Buy the book?
Yeah.
What's your day job now besides writing?
Currently, I'm the president of the American Floral Alliance. Okay. Which is an organization of wholesalers, growers, and retailers in the flower industry in the United States.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I still find purpose in life even after Sun Valley. I think that kind of proves the point, right?
Right.
That even Sun Valley, unfortunately, we had to close that, but still finding purpose in life, helping the floral industry in the United States, at large, and it's fun. It's fun to be doing.
Do they call you Mr. President?
No.
You have to fly and go places and meet people, and probably Zoom now, right? It's all
actually a lot of trade shows. I was in Pasadena last week, and I'll be in Florida next week in Amelia Island. So
you have to travel lots.
Fair amount of travel. Yes,
I imagine a lot of the floral industry is shows, right?
Yeah, well, particularly in the off season. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, that time frame, there's nothing going on. But then in the summer and in the fall, which is kind of the off season for flowers,
shows,
that's when they do all the shows.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I ask everybody this, Lane. What do you want to be remembered by, or for? In your celebration of life, when we go to church out in Blue Lake or wherever that's going to be, what would you imagine or hope for that people would have said about your life, your person?
I would say helping others, inspiring others, and really be the best that you can be. So
that's good. Sounds like leadership.
That's
any inscription on the gravestone? You ever thought about what we'd put there? We'll let others worry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. And when I hear that, I hear leadership. That idea of being a leader, setting an example, setting the culture. And you talk about that a lot in the book. So one more time, The Pursuit of Purpose by Lane DeVries, available on Amazon, at any local bookstore.
Correct.
What other booksellers are there? I mean, if you're not, I'm just thinking out loud, if it's not a local store and it's not Amazon, where would that be? I guess other distributors.
I mean, you could, when you're not in Humboldt County and you're going to a Barnes & Noble or any other bookstore across the country, you can order the book.
Sure.
But the book is also available on Ingram Spark, which is basically the wholesaler that supplies all the bookstores across the country.
Okay.
But they won't carry it because it's not that well known. But if you, as a matter of fact, I know somebody who lived in Colorado, in Durango, Colorado, of all places, used to go to a church here in Eureka, and that's where she now lives. And she went to a local. She did want to buy from Amazon, so she went to a local bookstore in Durango, Colorado. Ordered the book, and a week later it showed up.
I know Northtown would do that, and others.
Oh yeah. No we'll have it in Northtown once Northtown is back up. So, yeah.
I watched them clearing that block.
Oh my God.
Yesterday. They've been at it for 2 weeks, and there's still a mess.
I know.
So half of the city block of Arcata, California, burnt down on my birthday, January 2nd this year, and.
I know.
Thank God, thank goodness, thank you, fire guys and gals, for
how they're able to stop that.
To stop it, because otherwise you might not have an Arcata.
I know. It's crazy.
That could be crazy.
Crazy.
We're in Ashland, Oregon, watching it on my phone. I'm going, I know. What's going on?
I know. All that paint at Hensel's blowing up. I mean, it could have been way worse. Yep.
Creepy thing was walking by at night, and there was still a little beep, beep. It was a little smoke detector that went off for like another month.
Yeah.
All day long and all night long in the rubble. That nobody wanted to bother to go into.
Don't go in there. Yeah.
It's fenced off. So, hey, what a delight. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And,
appreciate you. Yeah, no, I'm really glad that you're here. And don't forget my inscription. Don't forget, you're going to text me those back exercises.
I will. Okay? Absolutely.
I'm holding you to it, too.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Hey, if you're just joining us, you're way too late for the show and seeing Lane, but you could watch it over on Access Humboldt TV. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify, 15 or 20 other podcast platforms. And you could leave a comment. You could send us money on our website. Hey, 100humboldt.com. Gold bullion is our favorite currency. If you have a JAG you want to donate, just kidding. And, thanks for the help for everybody that makes this possible. Nick Flores and his great podcast, Growing Pains. We've got so many people to thank in the community. Dick Taylor, Quality Body, Advanced Security, people that just are friends that trying to make this happen. So And to you, Lane DeVries, thank you.
Well, thank you for hosting me. So
Welcome. Have a great day.
you too. Thank you so much.